All right, we are going live. The little ticker is going across.
Nice.
I know, doesn't always happen, so we can be happy about that for sure. Hello, 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 Fit Pros. We are here. It's good to see you. Y'all jump on in. We are here live today with Margaret Klein from Happy Mask and Exer Mask and Intuitex, which is a textile company.
It is.
Beautiful. And Margaret was what do I want to say, generous enough to just dance with me a minute ago. So
much fun.
Really excited about that. That was amazing.
Yes.
So you guys jump on in. Tell me that you are here. This is what I want you to tell me when you get here. So jump on in and tell me when you are wearing a mask, and maybe give me a little information about how you feel about masking right now. Like, what's going on with you?
Yes.
Jump in, give me your likes and hearts and fires. I just want to let everybody in. You know, I don't like to spend too much time going, hi, I see John's here. I see Sally's here. And so I don't like to do that, but I do like to get you guys to give me some hearts and fires right away, because it tells Facebook that what I'm talking about is important to you, and that it is it's something that you're finding interesting and engaging. And then Facebook will show this content to more people. So we get more people in the lives when you guys give me a little excitement in the beginning. So give me all your likes and send me the comments. Tell me when you're wearing a mask, are you wearing it just when you go in public? Like just when you're required to wear it? Are you wearing it all the time? Does your gym require you to wear it when you teach? I want to hear all about that stuff. You guys just throw those comments in there. I can't wait to hear your answers there. So as you can see, well, maybe not, because I'm looking over here and I can see the Facebook feed. I look here and I can see my Zoom. And so you guys have not seen our guest yet, because I've been talking the whole time. So allow me to introduce to you Margaret Klein, and she is the CEO of Intuitex, and she also owns Happy Mask and Exer Mask. And I will let her introduce herself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, please, and how all of those things work together.
Great. So nice to meet you. Thank you for having me on today. I am Margaret Klein. I am an architect by education, and I have meandered my way around design to fall into my passion, which is textiles. About 6 or 7, almost 7 years ago, I started a company called Intuitex, where I design custom textiles and source for hotel chains all over the world. So I'm importing and exporting textiles from Marriott, Hyatt, Hilton. That is my main job. And about last November, my Chinese supplier started talking about this mysterious sickness that was going around. And I worked through importing and exporting textiles from China to the United States and all over the world. And by January, it was now very well known that there was something very serious going on in Wuhan, which is where most of the textiles are made. So I was talking with my Chinese suppliers and decided that I would look into doing something to help protect people during this sickness, or what became a pandemic. So in February, the end of February, I started looking into textiles, which is my expertise. I've been doing that for 26 years, designing fabrics, sourcing them all over the world. I have yarn patents, and now I have patents on masks. I decided then to start a company called Happy Mask Co. with my family, and we make masks for everyday wearing, but also Exer Mask, which is our patented trademarked mask, a speakeasy mask for vocal transparency for people who have to talk with a mask on, like waitresses, politicians, and other people. But that was started actually in March, and now we are making masks and donating masks for every mask that we sell. But the Exer Mask is probably our most popular mask by far.
Beautiful. Okay. So what I heard you say, I hadn't heard this last part before, is that you are an expert in textiles, and that part of, at least part, if not all of your interest in creating masks was out of your involvement in the textile industry. But with that, you do have extra knowledge that I know we're about to get into regarding what you should be wearing on your face and what you shouldn't.
Correct. And I've been a fitness instructor since I was 25. And let's just say it's been more than 30 years. So here I am. So I've taken that knowledge, taken my textile knowledge, and the two of them have come together to create the Exer mask.
Ah, well, you are gorgeous.
Yeah, I had one of those aha moments where I literally, it was like 2:30 in the morning. I sat up in bed, and this was in February. And I thought, if this pandemic comes here, we're going to need masks for the gym that are different than what you're going to wear every day.
So, okay, wait, hold on. I need to rewind 1 second because I heard you say something that I did not know. And that is that you're donating a mask for every mask you sell, which I thought was really, really cool.
Yes.
But then you just said that you've been working on this way longer than just since March or February.
Yeah. So the thought started when the Chinese were telling me about the possibility of a pandemic, which was January.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kicked it into full fruition after some of the first cases started coming to the United States. I thought, this is going to be serious, and we all need to take a look at our behavior. And masks it's like the perfect thing for me, blending textiles and my skill sets.
Beautiful, beautiful. So I heard you say that about that you were thinking about it in the fall, but it didn't translate for me that was the Exer mask that you had.
No, not at all.
Forethought to think about that.
Mask. Okay, if this is coming to the US, we're going to need masks for the gym. And that's not going to be a paper mask. That is not going to be a cotton cute printed mask with unicorns. It's going to need to be a technical fabric that actually is healthy for you to breathe at an increased rate and have a lot of moisture against your face.
So let's go into that, because I know that you have put a lot of care and technical knowledge into what we should be putting on our face, and tell me more.
Okay. So all masks are not created equal. And most of that has to do with what the masks are made of and the way that they're constructed. There are all types of masks out there. You can go on Instagram, and how many mask things pop up? Masks with sequins, masks with unicorns, masks for this, masks for that, masks with heavy metals in them to kill viruses. There are all types of things. My expertise of 26 years is designing fabrics, putting the appropriate fiber content and construction of textiles with the appropriate application. With masks, we're looking at a condition where we're creating a significant amount of heat and moisture, especially with exercise. I mean, even walking from your car when it's hot in the summer into the grocery store, you're creating a tremendous amount of heat as you bring materials up toward your face. The CDC has recommended cotton masks. Cotton is used as an absorptive material. So when you think about grabbing a towel or having sheets, why are you grabbing a towel? To absorb moisture. Cotton absorbs moisture. It's going to stay right here. If you're going to the gym to work out and you know you're going to be in that workout outfit for a while, are you grabbing a cotton t-shirt? No. What are you grabbing? A technical material that wicks and takes that moisture away from your skin and evaporates it away. And my thought was, the best material for us to use while we're working out on our bodies is it's even more important to have something like that against your face with breath, because breath creates the moisture. So cotton absorptive will keep that moisture here. We're now seeing bacterial infections. When people are having to wear a cotton mask for 8 hours, they're inhaling that bacteria back into their lungs. People are going on antibiotics. We have maskne that's happening now with these paper masks, because again, paper is cellulose. It absorbs moisture, and having that on your face for 8 hours a day, you'll see a lot of people starting to break out here because paper is harsh on your skin. So what I did was went out and sourced very similar technical materials like you have in your workout clothes that are inherently antimicrobial, have no chemicals in them, have no harsh dyes in them. They are all water-based, so that when you breathe them in, you're not breathing anything harmful in. With the printed masks, those materials are coming from China and India and other places. We have no idea what heavy metals, dyes, and solvents are in those printed materials. Those are very unhealthy because they are solvent-based printed inks for you to breathe in. So the Exer masks and our masks are all water-based dyes and are inherently antimicrobial, meaning they do not promote the growth of any bacteria or any material on the mask.
Wow. Wow.
That's a lot of information. Slow me down if you need to.
No, that's all good. I took some notes because there were specific things that I wanted to ask you about. So the first one is the printed masks. You touched on that, and you see a lot of people wearing all kinds of cute designs. I saw one last night that was a beard.
Right. Right. Or maybe like an animal face on a little kid with like a little kitty mask or whatever. I cringe when I see those. I'm like, do you know where that fabric comes from? Do you know what dyes are in that? How often are you washing it? Like, I mean, it makes me insane. I have a hard time even looking. I'm like, oh my God, please not on that little kid over there. Take it off.
So tell me about printed masks. So the danger is the dyes and the inks.
Exactly. So a lot of the process for printing those really cute fabrics with the unicorns or the kitty face or whatever involves a process of a drum, where a drum rolls. You know, you go to Joann's Fabrics or Hobby Lobby and you've got hundreds of printed different types of materials. Those are all from China. I'm not saying that every single one is bad, but the majority of your $2, $4 a yard fabrics are printed in the cheapest and most economical way for people to make money. And that is through solvent-based dyes and using drum printing. And it's a dangerous game that we're playing, just putting anything against our face. I mean, I saw metal masks that have copper and silver in them, and those nanoparticles, it's not healthy for you to put metal in your body. I've worked with Kaiser Healthcare. They will not allow any heavy metals in the materials in their buildings any longer because it's not safe for humans. So we all need to
them on our face.
Yeah, and breathing them in. So this is what is so upsetting, is the idea that people will put nanoparticles of heavy metals, copper and silver, in something on your face that you're inhaling. I mean, that's a very dangerous game that we're playing.
Wow. Wow. So that answered the second one, because the second one I heard you mentioned what was metallic things, and then sequins. I guess that would be very similar. Or are sequins plastic?
Well, sequins are plastic, but again, most of these materials are made overseas, and we have no idea how they're creating that metallic sheen, whether or not they're putting some kind of metal on there or putting some kind of chemistry on there that creates that sheen, which often includes solvent-based dyes, inks, and metallics. I don't think I would ever put a sequin up into my face so I'm breathing it in. You don't know what's in it. So you want to understand what is going against your face and what materials are in that particular textile before you put it up on your face and breathe through it for a period of time.
Wow. Wow, that's really interesting. So we do have standards as a country, like, I don't know, whoever's in charge of importing and exporting, they know enough about the materials to know you could put it on a pillow or whatever, but it's not approved for the face.
Well, see, that's the problem. I mean, I think we are all very familiar with, I think it was Target that was importing kids' pajamas with flame proofing on them, and they audited what the materials were that were going on the pajamas, and the flame proofing on the pajamas that met code was toxic. So there is no one saying, there's no governing board of masks that says we're going to audit these materials prior. There's an ASTM blah, blah, blah code or an OSHA code for masks. No one's regulating that right now. So you almost have to self-regulate and understand what materials are going into your mask. And that's my big question, because there is no governing board. There are no OSHA standards. There are no ANSI-BIFMA standards that are monitoring and saying, you can't use that material on a mask. It's toxic to humans. That doesn't exist. This has happened way too fast. I mean, think about it. It's happened since what? February, March, April, May, June, July. I'm not aware of any codes that are enforced for masks.
Wow. Wow, that's shocking. It really is shocking to think that it's been going on this long and that there still have not been any codes.
Right.
Wow. Okay. So, you hold on. I've got a list of questions for you here. All right. So let's move on. I think we've covered materials. I've got a question for you on the group here. John is asking if you have tips for wearing a mask with glasses.
Yes. In fact, we just talked about this before we started. We have a fact sheet on HAPPI maskco.com. And it tells you how to wear a mask with glasses and gives you some other tips as well. But what you want to do, this is our Exer mask, which is designed with a material that is inherently antimicrobial and moisture wicking. So what you want to do when you have glasses on like I do is you want to put your mask on and move it up on your nose so that it's comfortable, but then move it up just a hair more. Take your glasses, set them on top of your mask. So you look like Cousin It a little bit from Addams Family. And this will keep the moisture from building up with your glasses. It looks a little strange, but it will give you the ability to wear your mask and have your glasses on at the same time.
Beautiful.
Good luck, John, with that.
You had also told me something about if you were to, let's say you're not teaching, you're going about your everyday business. Yes. And so you're able to wear, maybe there's another mask underneath, and then with the glasses, can you talk about that? Did you just say a minute ago that if you had another mask, you could do the nose bridge and then do the glasses and do over?
Yeah, that's what I was just explaining, that the masks go on first and the glasses go on top of the mask. That's the best way to prevent that fogging situation.
Gotcha. I'm so sorry. I had confused that because I was thinking there were two masks involved.
Yeah, no, just one, because I think the more you start layering masks and adding layers in, the less breathability that you're going to have. That's why generally a lot of masks are made in 2 layers, so you have double filtration. Like our Exer mask is between 1,800 and 2,000 picks per inch, or, thread count is what people often say for sheets. So the higher the thread count, the more threads that you have there, which gives you a higher level of filtration.
Beautiful. And when you mentioned the resource on your website, you were specifically talking about the FAQs, correct?
Yes, the FAQs on there will have some more awesome tips for you with masks in general.
Okay, excellent. I just put the link to your FAQs in the comments.
And one thing that came up this weekend, my girlfriend has our pink mask, which is like 4,000 thread count. This thing is triple layer. It's bionic. She has a book donating van that she goes around to low-income communities and donates books. She wears her mask every day, all day. And I looked at it and I go, that thing's getting a little beat. And she's like, I wash it every day. And you can wash them in the washer, dry them in the dryer. So what I did was I took her mask and I just got my razor out and I just shaved off. She had a few little balls just because she's had it since she got hers at the beginning of May. So she's been wearing it every day for that long. So every once in a while with these microfibers, just like tights or anything else, you might get a few little balls on them. You can just take a razor out and just shave it off. And that's with any microfiber mask.
Oh, great tip. Great tip.
Yeah.
Okay. So of course the hot topic in the group is wearing masks to teach. And let's see, I did a poll early on in COVID. If you were to be asked to wear a mask while teaching, would you go back? And of course, this was earlier on before there was real adoption of what needed to happen. And
sure.
The vast majority was no. And then today I re-polled everyone and just asked, when are you wearing a mask? And most everybody, I mean, the vast majority said all the time, even with teaching.
Yes. So I know in California, I'm in Los Angeles, we instructors are required to wear masks the entire time that we're teaching. And that was part of the criteria with the Exer mask. I designed this for fitness pros because I wanted to have a mask that you could actually put on and wear a microphone, a headset, and be heard. So we have acoustical transparency as well. So the Exer mask does have the ability to give you the breath in and out, and it's not 100%. You are going to have some restriction when you put on a mask, but our mask gives you probably the best shot of getting as much breath as you can while wearing a mask. And we also have
your voice transferred really well. When you put that on, there was no difference.
Right. Well, this one is even better. This is an acoustical fabric that has acoustical transparency. This is similar to the construction with a different, it has a different knit structure that allows even more vocal transparency with this. This is a speak easy mask, but it does have the same moisture wicking qualities. So there are very technical fabrics that give you that ability to still be heard. And I can tell you, the instructors that I work with, I put them all, they went from cotton masks like in April, and I put them in my first go around of masks, and they were like, oh my gosh, this is great. Everyone could actually hear me. So
beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. So why should we wear masks when we're teaching?
Well, you want to wear masks so that you're all protecting each other. It's kind of this idea that if I am sick, I'm not wearing the mask just for me. I'm wearing the mask for my mother, my grandmother, my aunt, my sister who has an autoimmune disease. I'm wearing this mask or your aunt, your sister, whoever is in your family, we're all wearing these masks to help protect the people that need the protection during this time. And, not necessarily for me, but for everyone. So we look at masks as something that helps us to protect everyone. And then I was listening to an interview with a gentleman who's a former CDC director, and he said, if everyone in the United States wore masks for 2 weeks, the curve would significantly drop, but that would require everyone to do it. And we're doing it for everyone. We're not just doing it for ourselves. We're doing it for the people that require the protection. That's why.
Okay. So the next question I've got for you is, when should we wear a mask for exercise?
I think there are a couple of things I know here, and again, this is what we're doing. We have outside workouts. We have inside workouts. Our inside workouts just got discontinued yesterday by the governor of California. We have 12-foot squares. You're required to wear your mask now when you're going to your square to work out, when you're going to your treadmill, which is social distance. We're required to wear them anytime we're in the gym, lifting, walking around, riding a bike. When we're actually in the act of physically exercising, if we're social distancing, the codes here say that we can take the mask down or take the mask off. But when we step out of our 12-foot space, and in some instances 8-foot space is what's required, but we do 12 where we teach, then you're required to put that mask back on. So when you're done and you're commencing exercise as a student, then you can put that mask back on. The instructors are required to wear the mask the entire time.
Wow.
So that's what it is in the state of California. I'm not sure what it's like everywhere else.
I mean, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
And y'all, that would be a great one. I would love for you to put up into the comments what the regulation is where you are, and tell us where you are, please. That would be lovely. Denise is saying she loves your glasses.
Oh, thank you. They were like $2 or something. I think it's a drugstore.
And I already know this, but she loves her happy masks.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Denise.
Yeah, she's awesome. Denise, what are the regulations in Orlando? Let's hear it from you. Okay, and so safe exercising is the last topic I've got for you. Safe exercising while wearing a mask.
Well, I think we all need to be extreme. I don't know if anyone listened to the ACE webinar, that really dealt with some very astute physicians talking about how do we safely exercise with a mask on. So I'm actually going to poach on some of the information that they provided, which I thought was extremely applicable. Number one, it isn't safe for everyone to wear a mask when they're exercising. So we as instructors and fitness professionals want to make sure that we have dialogue with the people that are exercising in our classes when wearing a mask. If you have any pre-existing health conditions, asthma, heart disease, or have any prior health issues, again, we need to have that kind of communication with the people that are taking our classes and ensure that if they are wearing a mask, that they pay attention to how they're feeling, pay attention to whether or not they're getting lightheaded. And the other thing that was very interesting that came up on the ACE webinar was the idea that some people are getting disoriented or losing their sense of balance due to the lack of oxygen because they're not used to working out with a mask on. Mm-hmm. So I think we need to have a lot of dialogue with each other as fitness professionals, as people taking classes, to understand how you're feeling. How do you feel with the mask on? Are you lightheaded? Do you have any pre-existing health conditions? Because in some instances, people may need to consult their physicians prior to wearing a mask. And then again, my point is not all masks are created equal. Paper masks are highly restrictive. Some other masks have multiple layers. So there are masks that are better and more transparent with the flow of air than other masks. So I think those are some things to take into consideration.
And am I hearing that there are recommendations that you shouldn't work out as hard?
Well, I know that, again, on the ACE webinar, they were taught they've actually done studies where they've increased the level of cardiovascular while wearing a mask. And if you're doing an extreme workout, doing sprints and so forth, they're saying that people were feeling that restrictiveness. So again, it goes to your fitness level. Like if you're doing an insanity workout, which I did an insanity workout in my Exer mask, and I definitely felt a difference, and I had restriction of my airflow. I feel as though I'm fairly fit. So I was still able to do it, but it definitely impacted my ability to breathe.
Well, that is really interesting. That's another consideration for us as instructors and personal trainers is, first of all, the communication, like you mentioned, the constant communication with your client, and then also the idea that we may need to build up. Maybe we come in at one level as we are starting to reopen, and then we're able to go to another level as the masks are worn, and hopefully, that doesn't last forever.
Well, as a fitness professional, part of what we do is try to assess the fitness level of our participants. So I think communication ends up being one of the key elements there.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. And Margaret, thank you so much. This has been so informative. You guys, ask your questions because we are drawing to the end of this topic. Wow, it's 2:29. We've got a few more minutes with Ann Margaret. So send in your questions. Did we cover fit? Ann Margaret?
I'm sorry, say again.
Oh, did we cover fit for the masks?
Fit as far as the Fit Pro 5?
Oh, no. Well, we will go over that in a second. She is offering us a discount as a group, and the promo code will be Fit Pro 5. I'll stick it in the comments, and that will be active. It may already be active. We're not sure. It'll be active today. And that will give you a discount there. But I was specifically talking about, I know when we were on the phone before, how should the mask fit?
How should the mask fit? It depends, again, on what you're doing with your mask. If you're going to the grocery store, you may want to have a mask that, like this mask, is 4,000 thread count. You can't really hear what I'm saying in this mask because it has got a much higher filtration rate. But you want a mask that fits very snugly around your face and around your chin. that's what's important in more of a sedentary and less exercise oriented or active state, to get a mask that has a higher filtration rate. That will give you more protection and give the people around you more protection. Again, my approach with an exercise mask was to try to come up with a balance between having something with transparency for breath, but also protecting you and everyone around you. So what we did is we put a band. Our band here is very stretchy, so it molds around your face and around your ears for different sizes, but has a little bit of looseness so that air can free flow with the mask. The filtration rate on this is probably between 85 and 87%. You've got about 1,800 to 2,000 thread count in 2 layers. But what you want is you want it to fit around your face, but with an exercise mask, we found that having a bit of looseness allows that air and moisture to flow through more freely, because it's different when you're sedentary versus exercise. So the fit should go around your face, and then you can have a little looseness around here so the air can move freely. So if I sneeze, the mask catches the majority of what's coming out of my body into the mask.
Beautiful. So snug around the top and the ears, a little bit of looseness for the exercise masks. For the everyday masks, snug everywhere.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And that's what I find with N95 masks too, is that there is an actual envelope that is wrapped around your nose and around your chin, sometimes going underneath and sometimes coming right underneath your mouth, but it's a snug fit around to keep everything in.
Diane is asking, what about the plastic face shields? Is it recommended to wear the cloth mask underneath the plastic face shields, or can you get away with just the face shield?
Well, again, not all face shields are created equal. I've seen some face shields that actually have something underneath that comes down. I've seen some that are just straight down, so all of this area is left open. I do not have any data on face shields with masks versus not masks. I'd love to be able to answer you specifically, but I mean, if you use logic, if you're using a face shield and you're using a mask, that seems like it's double duty and probably would do a better job. But again, I don't have enough experience or data on face shields to really give you any accurate response. I apologize.
I think that's a great answer. And I think you're exactly right. It's double duty if you've got both. So
just not my area of expertise. Textiles, I got you. Face shields, I don't know.
Well, beautiful. I have posted the discount code that you have offered us in the comments. So it's happymaskco.com, and the code is FitPro5. And that, if it is not active already, if you're going there and it's not working, wait a half an hour or so. It will be active by the end of the day. And anything else that we need to know from you?
Let's see. I think that we all need to show care and respect for others during this time. Show care for ourselves because it's challenging right now, but also look at care and respect for others. And the reason I got into masks was really to help us all stay safe during this time, because it's challenging on so many levels, from an emotional standpoint, financial standpoint. We're all trying to do our best. And I mean, when I've gone on Facebook and I've seen some things that are a bit challenging to read, and you know, people are upset, and I absolutely see why. But I think we all need to be leaders, especially with fitness, to set the tone of love, care, and respect for one another right now. I just think that's the most important thing.
Well said. You know, July, we said we're going to dedicate all of the Fit Pros shows to self-care, and wearing a mask is part of your self-care routine, not only to prevent you from getting sick, but also to present yourself as a leader, to respect your community. All of those things are the warm and fuzzies that we need right now.
Yes, absolutely.
Very important. All right. Thank you so much for coming on with me today.
Of course. Thank you for
super
having
important.
me.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, you guys, before I sign out, I just want to let you know that on Thursday I will be back and I'm talking more on the subject of self-care. We're going to talk a little bit of why. We're going to talk new methods. You guys, if you have specific self-care methods or questions for me, DM them to me. I will cover them in these sessions. On Tuesday, we've got Stephanie Filardi coming on, and she is with Bronxville Wellness Sanctuary, and she's going to talk about some alternative wellness methods. She is actually a shamanic healer, and we won't go too far into shamanic, but they also practice massage and therapeutic yoga. So we're going to talk with her about self-care. And next Thursday, we'll be talking more self-care methods and routines. And so that is it for me. Oh, the self-led version of the Go Virtual and Get Paid Challenge is live. If you are interested in taking the Go Virtual and Get Paid Challenge during July, you can do that. I will not be on every day teaching live like I normally do, but all of the videos are there and I will be in the group answering questions and still participating in the same way. And then in August, we will do it again live. So the self-led version is out there and it is virtualstudionow.com/self-led-challenge. And I will put that in the notes for you. And that is that, y'all. All right. Thank you, Ann Margaret.
Thank you. You guys take care.
You go by Ann or Ann Margaret?
Ann Margaret.
In the beginning.
Yeah, it's fine.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.